and welcome to another episode of Lexx Education, the comedy science podcast where comedian me, Laura Lexx, tries to learn science from her nerdy, younger, normal, though, brother Ron. Hello, brother Ron.
It's me, brother Ron.
Oh, the monk of podcasts.
Oh, peace be with you.
How was your walk today, Ron?
It was lovely. I went to the village of Slad.
I've never heard of it.
It's near Stroud.
I've heard of Stroud.
It's where Laura Lee is from.
Laura Lee, that sounds familiar.
An author. I'd never heard of them before today, but deleted correspondent of the podcast, Max. Is his favourite author, I think. So, yeah, we went for a nice walk. It was only like a bit of a 5K. But yeah, just nice to get out. Yeah. The weather's lush. It
was very cold here today, though, and windy.
It was windy. It was when the sun was on you, you were fine, and when you were walking up a hill, you were fine.
I went to the seafront today, and it was blustery.
So, a friend of the podcast, Noah, and I had a conversation recently, Laura. And what are your conditions for it to be a lovely day, weather-wise?
Blue sky, sunshine, little to no wind, a bit of wind, a light breeze.
That's it.
I think so, because I love those days in winter. I also love them when it's nice and hot. But I think those are my, like, must-haves.
Yeah, no, we're very similar, it turns out. Yeah, mine was just, like, sunny, but dry, above 5 degrees.
Yeah, I don't even mind if it's really, really cold. I love those crisp days where it's all sunny and crispy cold.
Yeah.
Freezing. But, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Speaking of deleted podcast correspondent of the podcast, Max, we recorded an entire episode sort of outlining all of the latest conspiracy theories about the whole Princess of Wales thing. Now everybody's decided it's not fun anymore and gone, she's not very well. And I mean, fair play to her. Cancer is not very nice. I hope she recovers very well. We've decided not to bother releasing it because it just seems a bit outdated now. It sort of dated itself before I got a chance to edit it. That said, we chat quite a lot about it in this episode. So if that's going to annoy you, if you've gone into one of the everyone should be ashamed of themselves, she's a private person camps, then skip this episode because it's just going to piss you off. But if you're like us and sort of think, if you think you're a magical princess whose children were born to own everyone else's, then you're fair game to gossip about. Hey, listen up. It's a lot of fun.
We should maybe do a Patreon tier, like, just 45 quid and you can have that episode.
The thing is, though, this is what's annoyed me so intensely about this whole way the conversation's gone now, with everybody going, the nation's shame. Like, she would never have had to mention it if everybody hadn't bullied her into it. And you're like, well, she still didn't have to mention it then. But the whole point is their appearance is all they are. And it's like, okay, if that's your theory, she literally only had to announce it because we were all behaving like children. Why did Charles tell us about his then? Nobody asked. Nobody. Not a word. Why did all of their weddings get televised? Nobody asked. Because they shove it down our throats. That's who they are. That's the whole point of who they are. And so, anyway, I won't get up on my soapbox, but man, it's annoyed me this week. Everybody's suddenly going all po-faced and like, we've been very naughty little bunnies. Fuck off.
I haven't really seen much of that. I think because I'm the only person I know that's been talking about it.
I've messed my algorithm up so much that now the videos come out, like the one that they've released of her sort of saying what's been going on and like what's happening. All that I've got on my feed now is people talking about how that is a deep fake AI. and it's not real. And then like that, there was one guy today that I was looking at who was like, actually, I kind of work with this stuff a lot, and I don't think it is AI. This is why the Ring sort of glitches. It's auto blurring or something, or like motion fade.
Right.
And lots of people are like, it's not AI, but it is in a green screen in a studio. And it's just like, I love that this hasn't really, like, it feels like it's gone back to how it was before now. You know, when I explained to you, I was like, it used to be like this weird subset of online people, and then it got mainstream for a little bubble, and now it's gone back to being a weird subset. It feels like it's gone back to that again.
That's fun. Yeah, I mean, I've not really seen any of the AI stuff, but I a little bit don't believe it. But we should stop talking about it.
I mean, unless it's what the people demand. Let us know. Let us know, everybody.
Yeah, £45 and you can have that episode.
Yeah. Now, the actual lesson today, I absolutely loved this episode. There's quite a lot of pre-bluster at the top. We do fuck about for quite a while. But then once we get into the episode, this episode has genuinely, I think, changed my life. It's the most positive I felt about the whole world for about 10 years.
It's one, and not only the content I thought was great. It's also one of my favourite episodes. Just, I think we were really funny.
I think we were. I did fall asleep for a bit of it listening back to it today, in order to do these intros, outros. I fell asleep for the middle bit, but then I woke up to lots of ding sounds because I was a genius in the quiz. So yeah. Also, hey, there's a live episode out this Friday. It's the live episode that we recorded in Leicester back in February. It goes out on the Patreon on this Friday. Let me just tell you, you're going to want to hear it. If you've been toying with the idea of joining the Patreon and just like, oh, I don't know when, blah, 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 blah. There's like a load of episodes up there now that you can binge. There's lots of stuff you can get into. The Discord is always delightful. And the live episode is something you're going to want to hear.
No comment.
Okay. Enjoy chemistry beyond the syllabus. Kind of. All right. It's 93. The big 9-3. Oh, live episode is going out this Friday, Ron.
Ooh, it was a fun one.
Leicester Festival. Join the Patreon if you want to listen. You don't want to miss this live episode.
Leicesterville. Yeah, bye.
Also, yeah, cricket episodes out. There's so much good stuff.
We make a lot of great content.
We do. I was going to ask you if you're still enjoying it. I feel like we've both not really done any promo for it in the last 2 weeks. I just like recording it. I don't really want to make loads of tweets about it.
Yeah, what we need is a bunch of these cunts to sign up to the Patreon so we can just pay someone to do promotion.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Hey, 10 people, just do it.
Just fucking do it, you slags.
Yeah. And also, well done for being a slag. It's hard in this day and age.
Life's hard for the slags.
Really hard. Really hard. Chemistry. Oh, no. Our first chemistry since the end of the world. Oh, Ron, I've got a real itchy bit on the palm of my hand.
What? Isn't that a sign of madness?
No, that's
hairy
hair.
palms. Are they
Anyway.
itchy because of the hair?
I don't think so. That's all on my butt. I won't tell that story. Ron, do you think Kate Middleton and William are going to get divorced? Do you think they'll be divorced by the time this episode goes out? Do you think we'll finally have an answer?
I don't think you can divorce a dead person.
I know you keep saying she's dead, but she's not dead, is she?
Why wouldn't she be dead?
I just don't think she's dead, because I think if she was dead, they'd, like, be saying she was dead, but they'd be lying about how she was dead.
I don't think so. I think it's been too soon since they last caused a fuss about someone dying, so they're embarrassed. And I think
What do you think she died of?
Oh, I don't care. Sepsis or something.
Oh, Ron, I don't think that's a nice death. I suppose nothing's a nice death at that age.
All right, a piano falling on her.
You watched too many cartoons as a child. It's always pianos falling on heads that kills people. Whack, whack, magnets.
Whack, whack, magnets. Definitely on the episode title list there already. But by dint of me saying this,
no, because it's a you edit, so you'll only do 2.
That's not true.
Oh, look
That's
at those
bullshit.
cute little cats.
Aw.
You don't do anywhere near as many as I do.
Well, no, because we don't really need that many, do we?
But they make for good social media content. Can you please put those videos out also?
Go for it. I sent them to you to check.
No, I'm fine with them. I'm really happy. I've watched them all. I think they're good. Please put them out.
Then why didn't you put them out?
Because you've got them.
You've got them too. I sent them to you.
Not all of them. You just sent me a couple.
All of them I sent you.
Oh.
All the ones that I've edited.
Okay, well, edit some more and start putting them out, please.
I'll edit them and send them to you.
You must cancel your Patreon if Ron hasn't put out some videos in the next 3 weeks.
Do it. You need the money more than me.
Fine, I'll stop sending you your half.
Fine. That would be bad for me, actually.
It would be also bad for me. I have a child and a dog to feed. Oh my God, Ron, the other day, you know the day I knew from Mackie's butthole that she needed a poo? Oh, look at you having cucumber water, you fancy pants.
Yeah, because I don't have my bottle.
What, and that means you have to put cucumber in it?
To get me to drink more water.
How else will people know that you're so bougie?
It's good, though. It's the cucumber just highlights the water in such a way. Delicious.
So the other night,
Jersey
right?
Boys or Mamma Mia?
I was asleep and I was like, woke up and there was such a bad smell. And I was like, what has happened here? Mackie
And you looked at Tom's butthole and saw he was about to take a bad shit.
Shut the bed. It was squirted out like a cartoon geezer.
What, like a... Trico?
Foghorn Leghorn.
What? Who do you think Foghorn Leghorn is?
He's a rooster.
Yeah, but he's not a geezer.
No, but
He's like from the deep south.
He could be a geezer.
I say.
He could be a geezer. No, that's Tom Parry you're doing.
No, no, Tom Parry is doing Foghorn Leghorn.
No, he's not. He's doing Lester
You gotta look
Burbank.
at yourself, boy. You can't be doing things like that.
Yeah.
I say.
Why can't he could be a geezer though. He's just a deep south geezer.
No, geezers are from London.
You can be a geezer and be from anywhere.
That's not true, and you know
Hey,
it.
when it's a spurt, is it a geyser?
No, I think it is also geezer.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, Mackie had pooped in the lounge and it was so stinky it woke me up in my bedroom upstairs.
That's because you've got a rotten dog.
Yeah, she is rotten. She's got bad tummy at the moment because she got licked by some cows.
She got licked.
Yeah.
And that gave her a bad tummy.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know. I guess they've got different bacteria going on and it got in her and she's made of cotton wool.
Oh, she sucks. A really infuriatingly shit dog.
Do you know what? She loves horses. We went and saw some horses the other day and she was the happiest I've seen her in ages, just lying on the floor having her tummy nuzzled by horses.
I don't have anything to say to that. Okay. So, Laura, can you remember what we're going to do today?
Yeah, talk about William and fucking Kate, mate. Because why have William's camp put out that press release saying that he's done the school pickup every day since she's been in, just after that photo comes out claiming to be Carol, taking Kate to do the school run?
But did the Crown Estate actually say that was Kate?
No, and the UK media won't touch it.
No, because it's not. It's fucking Pippa.
Yeah, but then why haven't Kensington Palace said that?
Because they don't have to. Like, what, if I, like...
But they normally love to squash these rumours. That's what's weird, is normally they hate this kind of speculation that anything dodgy is going on.
Because
so they
she's
clamp
dead.
it. But then they'd be clamping down on it, so we didn't think she was dead.
No, because the mystery hides the deadness.
No, it doesn't, Ron, because the mystery is she dead? That's what we're talking about right now.
No, but you don't think she's dead.
No, I don't think she's dead.
I think she's dead because I've got no skin in the game. I don't care either way.
I haven't got skin in the game. What do you think
You've got
I am, a
skin in the
secret
Dame.
butler?
You're one of
In
your
the Dame?
favourite-
I got skin in the Dame. I'm Foghorn Leghorn, see? Skin in the Dame. Oh, no, that is a nasty film that nobody should be watching. I bet that's a porn film. I had homemade fish fingers for lunch tonight.
Christ. I had homemade porn for my wank last night.
Homemade porn is just sex.
No, it's sex that you filmed.
Oh, I would never want to film myself having sex.
No, but
Homemade fish fingers could also be the name of a bomb film. What are we doing today, Ron? We're doing more end of the world stuff.
What do you mean, end of the world stuff?
It's chemistry. Wasn't that where the world ended?
But I don't know whether you mean the end of GCSE when you're saying that, or...
No, the end of the planet.
Yes, we're going to... Well, you asked to do the climate change bit.
Yeah, doesn't mean I'm not going to be reticent and cranky about it while it's happening.
So, yes, we are doing what you requested we do. And we're going to do the greenhouse gas. We're going to cover greenhouse gases today, Laura. 5.9.2 carbon
You
dioxide.
can't call the end of the world 5.9.2.
5.9.2.1 greenhouse gases. Now, Laura, what greenhouse gases can you name?
Water vapour.
Yep.
Carbon dioxide.
Yep.
Methane.
Those are the three that are in the syllabus. Can you go any further?
No, because those are the three you told me last time.
Have we already done this bit?
Yeah. I believe. I literally just put the notes out today, and the bottom of my note says greenhouse gases, methane, carbon dioxide, water vapour.
Where did we get to?
That is the last note I made.
Yeah, because I think we started doing it, and then we...
And then I had a small meltdown.
Yeah, and then you got despondent and we stopped.
Yeah, it was a good episode until that, though.
Yeah. So what I said was, look, I've actually done prep for this episode. Look at these post-its in this book.
Whoa. That is from Sword and the Stone.
I'm going on a pub crawl tomorrow for World Book Day.
It's World Book Day yesterday.
Yeah, but we're working yesterday, weren't I? And also it's for Danny Pack's birthday.
I made youngest nephew of the podcast's costume for World Book Day this year.
He's going as some dinosaur child, right?
Yeah, I made it.
Nice. I haven't seen
A
it.
dinosaur hat and a dinosaur tail.
I'm going as Charlie Bucket, and friend of the podcast Noah's going as Grandpa Joe.
Oh, he'll make a great Grandpa Joe. He's all spangly and...
He does have a certain Quentin Blakeness to him.
He does. He absolutely does.
Yeah.
I can't wait for his wedding. I hope I can give him away.
He listens, so I guess he'll comment in a few weeks.
Is he a patron at the moment?
I don't know.
I stopped noticing his comings and goings once the Patreon got busy enough that I didn't need to worry about individuals.
Who are you lying to, bragging that the Patreon's only kind of busy?
We're like over 100. That's pretty good.
But we've been over 100 for a while.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think we push it enough, and people don't have any money, and it's not like 2p off national insurance helped anybody out, did it?
That's like 450 quid to the average worker.
Is it?
That's a lot. That's 150 Patreons.
Oh, sign up then, you bastards. Jeremy Hunt's practically mandated that you should.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyway, so we were going to talk through some of the climate stuff, but peppered in with some interesting facts by this book that I'm currently reading, which is called Not the End of the World by Hannah Ritchie.
Wait, you haven't finished reading it?
No, I'm 100 pages
What if at the end it just says, not, and it's all not real, or there's a twist?
It's not that type of book.
Might be, you don't know, you haven't finished it.
It's not that type of book, Laura, grow up.
I shall never.
For once, grow up, yeah?
No.
Do it.
No. I don't want to grow up. Me and Child of the podcast have a new game where we both get our tummies out and then she just runs into me and slaps her tummy into mine. I love what a little weirdo I'm making. There's really no one around to curb either of us, so when we're left to our own devices it gets real weird real quick. She can't do it so well to Tom because even kneeling down his tummy's too high. She'll make you do it next time you see her. When are you coming to see us? We haven't seen you in ages.
No, you uninvited me.
I didn't uninvite you. I just
you did.
Did you want to come?
Well, I did. I took a day off, and then you invited someone else and booked a load of gigs.
I didn't invite someone else. Someone else came.
Not true.
Totally true, Ron. Somebody else came. It was not my intention. All right, then don't come. Don't care anyway.
So,
I'll bring
Laura,
Bristol
we've
in
made...
2 weeks.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
I didn't get your
Is that one of the times... Pardon?
I didn't
You
get your
didn't get me
ticket.
a ticket?
No.
Oh,
Are your friends going?
I think so, some of them.
Can I stay with you?
Yes.
Do you mind babysitting?
So I really can't go.
No, I'm joking. I'll leave her somewhere else.
Do you actually want to stay?
I could leave Child of the Podcast with mother and father and then come and stay, and we could go on a big night out.
We could go for some drinks.
I mean, it's a Tuesday and you've got work the next day, but...
Well, I could take that day off that I took off for you before, but you cancelled.
Hey, Ron, I'm going on a girls' holiday to Lanzarote.
Oh.
To an all-inclusive hotel to drink and eat for 3 days.
Wow.
And play mini-golf.
Where is Lanzarote?
The Canary Islands.
Wow.
Isn't that exciting? I'm going to
That is
basically
exciting.
be
Where are
like
you
a Real
going?
Housewife girls' trip.
Yeah.
I'm going in
Are you
May.
going to get really drunk and throw
Yeah,
things?
I think
Yeah.
I am. I'm going to pick a fight with someone.
Who are you going with?
A load of girls and one guy for somebody's hen party.
Wow. Do you want to do
to
any
come?
science today?
I don't. I'm in a good mood, and I want this to be a space of good episodes. So I don't want to shut everything down. But no, I don't want to talk about this at all. Not even a little bit.
So the concept of this book is essentially an optimistic, not even optimistic, it's a data-informed view on sort of climate change and like a lot of this kind of doom idea of what's going on, with the intent behind it of trying to get people like out of this idea that nothing they do matters because it's already fucked.
What if I think everything I do matters more than anything anybody else is doing and it's all fucked? So I'm trying really hard, doing everything I can, but also still feeling despondent and like it's all fucked.
Well, this helps with the it's all fucked part of it. So what this book does is essentially it's talking about how what you do does matter, the things that you can do that actually make an impact versus the ones that don't, and showing in data that the all of the positive signs that are there without ever being like, so we're fine. It's like, we still need to work hard on it and probably harder than we're doing at the moment, but the signs are good at the moment.
Okay.
So, like the topic that, so chapter 3 is basically what we're talking about here, which is like climate change, global warming, effectively.
Boo!
So we have target of like the 2 degrees target, right?
Hang on. If the climate's changing, how come it's cold today?
Do you want me to actually explain that?
Sorry, I was being a guy on Twitter. No, I don't.
Effectively, if we did no...
Hang on, can you make a bell noise when it's part of the syllabus? So I know to make notes.
But why don't you just make notes on all of it and just learn?
I can learn, but I don't... Should I write it down?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, so how do greenhouse gases work, Laura? Ding. Dong.
They sit up in the atmosphere and heat gets through but can't get back out. Like sunlight comes in through them and then heats up the earth and then the heat gets trapped in our atmosphere.
Exactly right. Do you know the mechanism by which that happens? Dong.
No.
What do you think the difference is between what's coming in and what's going out? Or trying to go out?
Speed.
No, because it's all light. So the speed of light's a constant. They actually call it C for constant.
All light moves at the same speed.
In the same material, yes.
It doesn't feel true, does it?
It's really true. It's literally the speed limit of the universe.
But it's not in the same material, though, because when it's coming through space, that's a vacuum, and then when it's going through our atmosphere, it's a different material, isn't it?
It's not about speed, Laura.
Okay, fine. But I'm not being dumb-bins.
No, I didn't call you a dumb-bins. I
did with your face.
I whip dumb-bins out whenever I want to, and I chose not to then.
Angle?
No. What's coming in? Where's it coming from?
The sun.
Yep, and what? Describe that energy to me.
Fierce.
Well, it's visible light, isn't it?
Visible light.
It's light
And
coming
heat.
from the sun. And heat, yes. That then hits the ground.
Running.
And heats up the earth, yeah?
Heats up the earth, yes.
What is the earth then trying to give back out?
Heat.
Yeah, which is
Visible
infrared.
light.
No, it's not
Infrared.
visible light, is it? Because the world doesn't glow, does it? It's not glowing hot.
No.
No. So light is coming in, shorter wavelength, and then the Earth heats up, and then it tries to emit that heat back out into space in the form of infrared radiation. And it's that the greenhouse gases reflect back onto us.
Okay.
Yeah. These greenhouse gases, 5.9.2.2, dong, are coming from human activities.
And cows' butts.
Yes. The methane...
That's why I don't eat no meat.
The methane
Don't eat no meat?
The methane does sometimes come from a cow's butt.
So does the euthane. Asia.
Didn't get that one.
It was a methane euthane, and then halfway through saying euthane, I thought it sounded like the beginnings of euthanasia. And I thought, euthanasia. I'm nervous. I don't like
Yeah.
this subject.
No.
Look at my pesto nails.
Oh, yeah. So, greenhouse gases that humans are emitting are warming the planet. Okay?
I just emitted one right now.
Well, you're not helping then, are you? And you're not taking this seriously. We have a 2-degree warming target that a lot of countries have agreed to try and hit. That's by 2100, the year 2100. If we carry on our current policies, Laura, where do you think we'd be against that target?
3 degrees hotter than it.
So 5 degrees total.
Sure, I don't know. Yes.
No. We'd actually... so the estimates for if we just carry on the track that we're on exactly now, the Earth would warm 2.5 to 2.9. So that's only missing the target by 1 degree. And actually, if we did nothing, had no climate policies at all, and just emitted as much as we wanted to, the estimates for warming is actually less than you've just said there. It's 4.1 to 4.8.
But I thought that, like, once we got above that point, that's when things would start ramping up because, like you said, the sea won't be able to absorb as much and stuff.
No, and that's a common misconception as well. It's not like some line in the sand. That would be way too convenient that it just happened to be 2 degrees. It is a target that we want to hit. And every bit of heat above that is bad, but it's not this drop-off point that's going to ruin the world if we hit that. We have to fight for every single, 0.1 of a degree above it. But the world isn't going to end when we hit 2 degrees.
At what point is the heating irreversible and unstoppable, though? At what point does it hit just a thing where it just heats and heats and heats because it's hit a point where it, the heating, becomes self-perpetuating?
It doesn't say in here.
In the first 100 pages.
Well, yeah, but I've read the chapter on climate change, so pipe down.
What are the other chapters about?
Air pollution, food sustainability. It covers a lot of different things.
I feel like if I read this, I might feel better about climate change and find a load more things to worry about.
Honestly, this book is phenomenal so far and has done exactly what it's asked about. And like, it's made me optimistic without making me not like think, oh, fuck it. Yeah. But like, I'm genuinely at the moment contemplating going vegan because of this book and like the stuff that it's laying out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's just where we'd be if we just carry on the exact track that we are on now. The estimates for if we hit all of our pledges and targets is that we'd only won by 2.1. So basically hitting the target that we've set. Then we just need to go a little bit further than that to actually hit that target. How's this going to happen, I hear you say?
Yeah.
So the reason why...
We just need a smaller population, don't we?
So
it's very hard to have this many people and have them all have a nice life.
Another really common misconception about it, to be honest. There is no good way of doing that. Either you have to, like, we have an aging population, so limiting birth rate, like, artificially isn't going to help. It also takes people a long time to die. And then the other option that you've got is just killing loads of people, which doesn't work either. But there are a couple of reasons why actually population isn't the thing that we need to be worrying about at the moment. One of which is because we have passed peak birth rate. So actually, the way that all birth rates around the globe are going, we're going to pass peak human by 2100. And then the population of the Earth will start falling through natural measures.
I won't quite be alive at the point where there's the most humans on Earth.
Yeah, you might do. You don't know what's happening with modern medicine. Also, it's by 2100, but the other thing is that peak emissions per person has peaked as well. The UK and the US, we peaked like emissions per person like back in the early 1900s. The world, which line's the world here? So China's just peaking now at its emissions per person, but their peak is like about half of what it was in the UK. So even a country like China, which isn't as regulated for like emissions and whatnot, is still like each person is still contributing half of the carbon footprint that a British person did when we were at peak.
I think I heard something about this because there was an argument that there's like environmental reparations to be paid by countries that benefited so much from being such polluters through the Industrial Revolution.
Say that again, sorry.
I think I read like a small thing about there being an argument for reparations to be paid by countries that were such terrible polluters during the Industrial Revolution and have obviously benefited nationally from that progress that got made, but devastation was done to the planet and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, she talks about that in this book. Global peak per capita CO2 emissions peaked in 2012 and have been falling since across the globe.
Well, that was 12 years ago.
Yeah. So while emissions are still going up, because like you say, the population is still increasing, the amount per person is decreasing, and soon the population will start decreasing as well.
When you say amount per person, does that take into account industrial pollution?
Yeah.
Is that wrapped into per person?
Yeah. So this is from fossil fuels and industry. And then, like you say, so there are different ways to sort of look at. Sorry, there are different ways to look at CO2 emissions. So China currently contributes 29% of annual CO2 emissions, or at least so these are the figures for 2019. USA contributes 14%. But if you look at the cumulative CO2 emissions from 1750 to 2019, the USA has contributed a quarter of all of those into the world. Wow. And then you've got the EU 27 at 17%. After that, and then you've got China. So even though they are by far the biggest emitters at the moment, they haven't done the most. There is a fact that is true across the world that rich countries are emitting more. But what is interesting about that is this curve that you see nations go on, where they peak in their emissions when they're a developing country, and then as they hit like middle or high income, then they start to fall quite rapidly. And we're seeing that in certain countries like China and India at the moment. So they are probably at peak emissions, and those are going to come down. We've seen it in like a lot of like developed Western countries, and it can happen in other places as well. And the interesting thing about that is the speed at which you can do this, because developing countries obviously have to make a lot of decisions based on like with their money on how they're going to help their people. So in 2009, if you were doing this and you had a set budget and you wanted to work out what the best thing to do for your people was, your options would be solar, which would cost you about $360 per unit of electricity that you wanted to create. You had solar thermal, which would be $170, onshore wind, $135, nuclear, $123, and then you've got coal and gas, which are $111 and $83, respectively. But if you fast forward to 2019, it's completely flicked. So solar photovoltaic, which I think is the better one, and onshore wind are now the cheapest forms of energy that you can possibly have for...
I'm so glad David Cameron banned any more onshore wind then in the UK.
Yeah,
That's
fun.
really cool.
But so those are now $40, whereas coal is still $110 and gas is $56. So for developing countries, it is now cheaper for them to invest in renewable energy to pull their people out of poverty than it is for them to invest in coal.
Yeah, that's interesting then, that it's not like we're doing this and it is more expensive, but it's good investment. It's become cheaper.
Yeah. And then the other thing that's very interesting in it is like there's often it seems like it's a choice between economic growth or being renewable and sustainable. But it is completely not the truth, not actually what happens. There are like Western countries, the ones that are past this point of the curve, they have decoupled economic growth with carbon emissions, and even when you factor in offshoring, all of these things are falling. Since 1990, the UK's economic GDP has grown by 52%. If our domestic CO2 has fallen by 48%, and even when you factor in offshoring that carbon to other countries, it's fallen by 34%. So even the stuff that we're getting manufactured in other countries, and then we take the carbon blame for it, in inverted commas, that's all falling, even though we're still making money, even though we're still bringing people out of poverty and whatnot. So it's not true that you have to choose one or the other. So the world of the future that we're moving into, developing countries don't have to deplete their natural resources and whatnot, or burn loads of coal to pull people out of poverty. It's a really important part of this book is the philosophy that sustainability only comes with two sides of the coin, and one is that everyone has a good life, and then the other one is that life is good for the planet. So sustainability, in Hannah Ritchie's definition, does not factor in living a shit life in a cold box because that makes less carbon. All of this is done with the understanding that everyone will be comfortable, fed and happy while we're doing this. Yeah, and it's very interesting.
It sounds great, Ron. I don't want to read it, but I'm enjoying you telling me about it.
I will keep telling you about it when we're doing our chemistry lessons then. Yeah. Are there any other bits that are worth going through?
Oh, we just got another tea towel submission.
Ooh. Yeah, she talks about...
I can't wait to start putting the tea towel together.
Oh, that's the other bit that I wanted to talk about, actually. So she talks about an interesting bit about what people think is the things that help the most, and what actually does. So giving up an SUV, Laura, is the single best thing a person can do in terms of reducing the amount of carbon they emit every year. If you...
I don't have one. But I
No?
suppose I have given it up in that I haven't bought one.
Yeah, so that has saved you 3.6 tons.
Secretly love an SUV.
That saved you 3.6 tons of carbon a year.
Yay!
Only 17% of people listed that in a way, like, as a good way of doing it. The second biggest thing that you can do is go car free. Completely. That would save you 2.4 tons of carbon.
Probably more for me because I drive a lot for work.
The next thing, having a plant-based diet, that's the third best thing that you could do to reduce your carbon emissions. Only 14% of people knew that.
Oh, I definitely knew that. Who didn't know that?
Yeah, it's super interesting. Yeah, I'm not going to go through all of them, but yeah, like the some of the top ones that people mention is things like recycling, or hand drying your clothes, like not using the tumble dryer, changing light bulbs, not having TVs on standby.
I reckon these are all things that were, and then the technologies come on to make those like less impactful. Like light bulbs are all now so like low energy, aren't they?
No, but that's what it's talking about, is replacing old light bulbs with new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why people like...
But that's what it's saying, is that replacing old ones with new ones that are low energy doesn't have that much effect.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I misunderstood.
But most people thought recycling is 60% of people thought that was one of the most effective things that you could do. And actually recycling only saves you 0.2 tons of carbon a year.
Yeah, because it mostly ends up in landfill anyway.
Yeah, so it's worth doing. Switching to an electric car, that will save you 1.2.
They're nearly at a point where I can have one.
Yeah.
What about if it's an electric SUV?
Well, that would be fine. Probably.
Even with the lithium mining for the batteries?
Yeah, there's a whole section in this where she talks about that and about land use of different things. Because like it's a common people do say that about like electric sustainable electricity versus fossil fuels and stuff, because they're like, oh, you have to mine these elements for the batteries and stuff. Where the fuck do you think the coal comes from? It's so we have to mine all of that out of the ground as well, so it's just as horrible use of the land.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. She also said that one of the things that you can do is to help is invest in green energy. So I've bought my first ever stocks.
I've got stocks in green
Have
energy.
you? Oh man, let's compare portfolios.
We should. My pension has like a diversity. I have some that are specifically in sustainable and green energy, but I also have a note on my portfolio that it is not allowed to invest in like the real big polluters. So
nice.
There's some that are specifically the green portfolio, but yeah, I'm not investing in any like of the big baddies.
Nice. So I just put £10 onto like one of these day trading apps yesterday. So I've got £5 in First Solar. That's gone up 1.4%. So I've made 7p on that investment already.
Hello, in a day.
Greencoat Wind, though, really tanking my portfolio. Greencoat UK Wind, down 2%. I've lost 5p on that.
Bloody hell.
And then I invested another £2.50 in Next Era Energy, who have just done 50 billion into their hydrogen. And I've made 2p on that as well.
I don't really know what all this means, but here is my 23 annual wealth report from my advisors. But my breakdown, Yeah, I don't really know what any of it means, but hey, it took a dip in its first year and is thanks Liz Truss, and is clawing its way back up now. Should be fine by the time I'm in my 70s, which is when probably I'll be retiring. I'll never actually retire, but that's when I can get my pension.
Nice.
I'm gonna work till I'm dead.
Yeah, bye.
I'm gonna Ken Dodd this bitch.
I
I had a gig last night, Ron, that was only down in Worthing, and I turned up and I got there, and the setup wasn't great, and it was just a bit weird. And the first act had to work really, really hard, and he's amazing, and then I went out and I had very low expectations and just ended up having the best time. And because I had to do quite a long set, and I haven't done that long in a while, I was just messing about with bits, knowing I had loads of time, and I found the solution to bits that I've been struggling to find the end to. I ended up really enjoying myself.
That's interesting. What, just doing a 10 as a 15 and just seeing how you fill the gaps?
Yeah, and just sort of playing about with bits and chatting to the audience and stuff, There's been a bit that I've been really trying to get to work, and I just was a bit looser with the words on it last night and fucked about, and I really enjoyed it.
That's fun.
Yeah.
You still enjoy your job?
I love my job.
Good.
I was driving home with a comic last night, and we were talking about how difficult the industry is at the moment, because I know I whinge and moan on here, but genuinely there's a problem in the industry at the moment where I've got a fair amount of TV experience. I've got nothing broadcast in my diary and haven't done anything on TV for a year. So it's very hard even for people that have arguably had their breakthrough bit to get work. There's just not a lot of opportunity around. And we were chatting about it, and she and I are quite similar performers, and I was saying it's where I'm really grateful that, one, I'm in demand enough that I can make a living off the live circuit, because we don't have family money to fall back on. We're not those kind of performers that are I do this because my house got bought for me. But also I'm happy that I haven't done any TV or anything other than circuit work for a year and a half, 2 years, don't know, whenever the last mock the week was or whatever. And I'm happy. I'm not going, I don't know how much longer I can do this if there's no more opportunities. It's no, I love the other stuff. It's a really nice add-on. But if this is all it is forever, dandy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm lucky, gal.
I've never been on TV once, and I hate my job.
Well, yeah. I don't suppose you'll be in your job forever. You'll make a really nice amount of money, buy a house, and then have a bit of financial freedom to choose what you want to do. Yeah. Whereas I just did it the other way around and just took all the uncertainty on early doors, and now I'm relatively settled.
Yeah. I like the role that I used to do.
Maybe you could start your own company doing your role. Maybe you'll be a consultant, Ron.
I effectively am a consultant already, really. I just don't get paid for it.
You could be a consultancy firm, man.
No, I wouldn't want to do that. It's a bit transactional. You do one thing, then you move on, and you don't necessarily sort of get to see the effects of it or be responsible for the effects of it. I'd want something more long-term than that.
He's a commitment guy.
I am. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. I guess we'll do a quiz on some of that somehow.
I only took notes on the dong bits, though, so that's the only bit that can go in the quiz.
Christ, that was 2 things.
Yeah, infrared.
The important thing with everything that we talked through there, listener, is that, this isn't time to get complacent. This is just how and why we can actually pull this off, but we still have to actually do these things. So eat less meat, skip a flight every year, and just don't be a fucking prick about it. Okay, and sell your SUV. Sell your... Actually, Don't sell it, actually, because then just someone else has got it. Bury it in the ground. Another tea towel just came in, Ron. Open the doors and just park it in a playpen, and then kids can use it as a swing. Oh, yeah, that was always the best thing. Do you remember the train in the pub garden at the Victory Inn? Yeah, just drive all your SUVs to the local pubs, open the doors, put the handbrake on, and just leave them in pub gardens for children to climb in and out of, and for, wild animals to nest in, and for plants to grow in. Yeah, and buy a Kia Picanto instead. Upcycle the keys into some kind of fashionable bracelet. Yeah.
All right, well, we have to assume that our listeners have all... I wonder if any of our listeners had an SUV.
Not anymore.
God, I'd love one.
I'm actually car free, so I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm not car free. That's probably my worst thing environmentally.
There's only one bit of this book that's really upset me.
Is it about how beards are the worst part of carbon?
No. It's about the choices around the food that you eat. Mm-hmm. So, I'm not a strict vegetarian, but I don't really eat meat much at all these days for environmental reasons. So I've been eating quite a lot of cheese to get over that. Cheese, not good.
No.
Yeah.
The dairy's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, like, emissions-wise, I could just eat chicken. So maybe I'll do that. Because chicken's, like, half as bad as cheese.
Yeah.
And eggs are worse than I thought as well, man. Like,
how can eggs be worse than chicken?
No, eggs, I said worse than I thought. Eggs are slightly better than chicken. Rice is apparently really bad.
Does it take a lot of water, I expect?
I guess. That's fucked me off, though. I love rice.
Yeah, rice is great.
Rice is worse than chicken.
Whoa.
Yeah. Actually, no, because this is per 100 grams of protein. So obviously there's not loads of protein in rice. So that's probably where that's coming from. Anyway, it's a minefield. The cool thing about this book, though, as well, is that she never once says, like, you have to be a vegan. That's how we're going to save the world. It's just, like, there's an amount of, like, it's almost like you have a budget. So it's like, however you want to spend it, fine by you, babes. But, like, here are ways you can, like, cut down to make up for it in other ways. And, like...
That's how I've always thought of it. Like, I have to drive for work. That is the one thing I can't get out of, really. So,
no, not until they revolutionise everything about the travel in this country.
Yeah, massively. So I've made decisions like when I work abroad, I fight tooth and nail to get it so that I can get a Eurostar on a train, even if it takes longer. Because if I just turned down overseas work, another comic would just fly. So by doing it that way, I've kind of cut a flight, cut something out of the aero industry. I am not vegan, but I have been vegetarian for 3 years now, and don't tend to have a very dairy-based life either. Like,
you have milk in your tea, and that's about it.
Pretty much, I have a bit of cheese, but nothing massive. And I think, like, that's the thing, like, and then obviously child choices, like, it's all been factored in of going, there are some things, like, I probably will never be completely vegan, but I've factored that in by making other choices and sort of trying to do everything in a balance. Like, I don't fly for pleasure more than once a year, if that. I will go several years without flying. So I kind of feel like that sort of, it comes out in the wash. Yeah,
absolutely. And I think is the important part of this is that, like, unfortunately, we do have to get people on side for, to actually pull this off, and you won't do that by ruining their lives with any of it. And you don't have to either, because like even stuff like flights, which is just well acknowledged as being like a big emitter of carbon. She talks for a while in here about how flying is one of the marvels of the modern world, and taking it away would be awful. Like, people, you get to see the world. Like, what's the point in saving it if no one ever gets to see any of it? And like, people can move across the world, and then what, are they just never allowed to see their families again and stuff? So, like, all of it's done accounting for that kind of thing.
Yeah. All right, Ron. Best chemistry lesson in ages.
Yeah. Spate of good episodes. Well, we'll see. We'll knock it off in the quiz. We'll fuck it up there.
Maybe let's put your New Statesman bit in the quiz.
Oh, the New Scientist.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, can do.
Haven't done that in a while.
Segment.
Okay. Do you know what, Ron? I left this episode genuinely feeling quite cheered about the world and the future and stuff.
Good. That was the plan.
Yeah. I also messaged her on Twitter to try and find out how to invite her to come on the podcast. Maybe we could do a Patreon episode with her, but I haven't heard back yet. So if I don't hear back this week, I will try and dig out her agent.
Oh, wow. That would be cool.
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah. Proper journalism type stuff.
Oh, yeah. We're proper journalists. We're not journalists at all.
No, we're not proper either.
We're really proper. We know all the etiquette. I've suddenly just got very hungry. I went out for brunch today for Mother's Day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, because you're a mother now.
I am a mother now. It's my first Mother's Day.
Yeah, how's that?
I was allowed to sleep until 10, and then I got a cup of tea in bed, and then I got taken out for brunch, and we went to this cafe that was closing down that day. So the food was fine, but they didn't have a lot of stuff, and our drinks came when we'd nearly finished our breakfast. But other than that, it was good fun, and the potatoes were very nice, and I had like a cheesy chips with like a bean chili on top. It was nice. We sort of wandered through town a little bit. It was nice.
That's really
Picked
nice.
up my phone from Brighton Station.
That's nice. I texted Mum saying, "Happy Mother's Day, Mum. I'll give you a ring later." I've not done that yet, but I might.
It's going to be like 9 o'clock by the time we finish doing this, though.
Yeah.
Man, you get away with so much.
Yeah. Well, you'd get away with it too. No one asked you to buy her an ugly, ill-fitting jacket.
That was my mistake. I shouldn't have Googled ugly, ill-fitting jackets and then chosen the cheapest one and sent her it. My bad. I got a 22-kilogram kettlebell for Mother's Day and 3 skeins of wool.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I watched a
Very
lot of a
thoughtful.
sketch show. I Think You Should Leave today.
Is that Lucia Keskin's one?
No,
I think you should leave.
with Tim Robinson.
Oh, is that the one with the zip wire bit?
Yeah.
That's that one. Yeah.
It's very good.
I've seen quite a few sketches of that. The zip wire one made me like hurt laughing.
Yeah.
It was very good.
It's a really weird sketch show because he brings the exact same energy to every single sketch. The joke is almost always exactly the same of weird person is in normal situation, but then it's funny most of the time.
It's American, isn't it?
Yeah. But he doesn't look American, right?
No, but I'm just like, it's been really baffling me lately how like with TikTok and Instagram and stuff and online videos are so popular and a lot of it is normal people doing little sketches. It's been really surprising me that there aren't any big like entertainment format sketch shows on television at the moment. Like TV is terrified that everybody's not watching anymore and is watching TikTok and stuff instead. But then they're not putting out the sort of short form content things that people are watching online. It's just interesting to me that there's not really any sketch comedy anymore, particularly, I don't think. Like, but there is in other countries. You get like, you know, Auntie Donna, like Australia's had good stuff. And like, it's not like British sketch troupes haven't been around at the Fringe and stuff forever. Like I'm thinking like Late Night Gimp Show. There's lots of sketch troupes, but there aren't really sketch shows on TV.
No.
Weird. British entertainment's weird.
So,
Anyway, visible light comes in and it heats up the Earth, and then the Earth reflects that back in infrared light, which is what then can't get back out of the atmosphere.
yeah, there's. I did have a question that was basically that. The only thing that you've missed in the question, it says, referencing wavelength of light. Please explain the greenhouse effect.
Infrared has a shorter wavelength, longer wavelength. So, can't get out. Spends too long waving. I don't know why it being long stops it moving. Feels like it should have a longer stride, should be able to get out quicker.
It's to do with the covalent bonds in greenhouse gases and what they reflect. And
Well, we didn't talk about that.
no, but you kind of asked. Sorry. And the other
I didn't
question...
ask, you asked. You said referring to wavelengths.
Yeah, but you said, I don't know how it works, and then I made the mistake of thinking that
infrared
you
feels
might...
like small one. What does infra mean? Infra feels like it means small.
What does infra mean? Below.
Yeah, below average, small.
Long.
Ultra, long. You can't be ultra something and be small.
But it's higher energy if it's small.
Like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
And then the other question I had, because we really didn't do much sort of content from the syllabus.
From the syllabub.
What are the 3 greenhouse gases we learnt about?
Carbon dioxide, methane and water vapour.
That is the quiz.
Oh, Ron. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I look like shit,
sad
apparently.
Energy suddenly.
No, that's just the quiz.
Hey, Ron, like 9 days until you're reunited with your water bottle.
Yeah, it's this one. No, it's not this episode, because this episode is a different one.
Yeah, no, it was the quiz of this one where you found out about the water bottle situation.
No, because I've just edited that.
Oh, no, that's true. That was the one that went out
today.
last week. Sorry, that's the one
Yeah.
I just listened to. Yeah, it was last week's episode.
Yeah. Fuck.
No, 2 weeks ago. Oh, my God. The timeline. Okay, well, I'm going to go and finish my tea and get a small snack. And everyone else is just going to carry on doing what they're doing and listen to a sting.
Maybe I'll have a small snack.
Have a small snack. What are you going to have?
Maybe some homemade pickles I made.
Na 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 na. Ah, does everybody just feel like 3 stone lighter for having had all of that lovely Hannah Ritchie relief poured all over them?
I can't recommend that book enough. I've now finished that book.
Was there a twist at the end? Like, lied about the whole thing?
No, what I will say for the book is that, and this is just my personal thing, the bits that I care least about were at the end. So it was at the end, I was just like, okay, gotta finish.
What was those bits?
Oh, this is going to make me sound bad. Overfishing. Not because I don't think it's important, but I don't really fish much at all. So, like, even before I was, like, becoming a bit more veggie and stuff, I'd eat fish less than once a month. So, my impact on the oceans is very low.
Ron doesn't care about fish. Hey, no need to cancel all your Patreons, everyone, because Ron did send me the Ron's Facts videos, and those have been going up on our social feed. We've had a slight difficult thing where, because we opened the Discord for the patrons, and patrons now sort of discuss, so our biggest listenership all discuss it privately, we have a good deal of trouble now getting social media to get the word out about our podcast, because it's almost too successful. What a nice community we've made. So we have been putting out the Ron's Facts to just try and spread the word and find new listeners. So if you see them, if you see any of our like social media stuff, please give it a share. It just helps us like keep the podcast going good guns. Ron, you've just put in the notes stocks update. How are your stocks doing?
Yes, so I did.
Oh, have we got a new scientist feature today?
Nah. I've done loads. Oh, it's going to be a really weird episode later, man.
I'm excited.
So, stocks update. I invested another £10, as I said I would. And I am, after a lot of ups and downsing, I am breaking even.
What, you've earned that £10 back already?
No.
Oh.
I'm breaking even. It's just, it's made and lost no money.
Right, okay.
So, I've now invested in 5 different stocks.
Mushroom, vegetable, fish, beef and chicken.
4 of them all losing me money. 1 of them making so much it has cancelled out the other 4 losses.
Whoa. Which one is that one then? Or is that insider trading? Are we not allowed to say?
No, we're not insiders, so I can say that's just outsider trading, and that's fine. Next Era Energy, I've gained 5% on it, and that is 40 pence.
Hello.
That has gotten rid of all my other losses.
All right. Next.
Yeah, I've invested in, the other two stocks I've invested in, a Beyond Meat.
And that's gone down.
That's gone down by 1.6%. That's 4p lost.
Did I? I didn't have any Beyond Meat this week.
And Else Nutrition, which is a vegan baby formula company. That's gone down 4.4%, and that's lost me 11p.
It's not enough fucking vegan babies in this day and age.
No. It's bad, really, man. Which one was the really shit one? Oh, was it? There's one that I bought right at the top of a peak, and it's just plummeted ever since. I'm not great at this.
Why did you buy it at the top of a peak, mate?
Because I thought meteoric rise,
Yeah.
but no, it was a peak.
No, you should do what I do and just put all your money into crypto.
Which crypto?
Ethereum.
Did you have a bit of crypto once?
Yeah, I think I have somewhere. I don't know, it's on the internet somewhere, isn't it?
How's Ethereum doing? Shall we see?
I have no idea, mate. Can't remember where I've got it. It's in some sort of crypto wallet somewhere.
Oh, I mean, Ethereum's not doing too bad.
Wicked.
There you go.
Maybe I will retire one day.
Right.
Anything else you want to do, Ron?
So, should we do the register?
Yeah, if you like.
Rum-ba-ba-ba-ba-bum.
Oh, it's a short one today. Okay. First of all, thank you to Steph. Hello, Steph. Thank you, Steph. Steph is a big tree in a forest, and that forest is sucking up lots of horrid carbon and emitting some nice oxygen. Bloop, bloop, bloop for everyone. Thank you, Steph. Thanks very much. You're a cool one. Trees forever and ever. Trees forever and ever. Trees forever. Trees forever. Trees forever and ever.
I've been in a weird headspace while I've been preparing for this. And thank you to... I'm peaking a bit there. Thank you... I've got louder as I moved away.
Are you a bit stoned, Ron?
Thank you! No, I'm not actually. I'm really tired. Mark Buchanan, who's in charge of all the lighting for Laura's homemade porn.
It's going to be another episode that upsets Tom, isn't it? Thanks for listening. Thanks for being patrons. Thanks for spreading the word. Thanks for being the greatest human beings on planet Earth. And we'll see you next week. Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you, Ron.
Love you, listeners.
Love you, Ron.
Love you, listeners. Class dismissed.
Well done, you absolute moron.